is all of us have old phones at home, which we are not using because we bought a new phone. So it's a self-sustainable model, like Sir said, it's something very important. What we do is, you have old phones, we collect them, donate the phones. Those old phones, depending on their condition, is being used to train the deaf people. The concept here is, the deaf people in India there are like 1.5 lakh deaf students, adolescents from the age of 9 to 19. They are learning from childhood in sign language. The teachers have been teaching them in sign language, so that restricts them to the sector of their own. They're not able to communicate with people like us or others. So that is our purpose, to get them better English communication skills and teach them how to type using the mobile phones. Now, what the mobile phones, when we collect them, depending on them, we are using the same phones. Otherwise, from the phones which are of not working condition, because when you donate, you don't know if it's a dead phone. Those phones are recycled, and with the help of that money, we purchase new QWERTY phones. The concept to use QWERTY phones was basically because our QWERTY phones are similar to how our keyboards and typewriters are. So our purpose of communicating and teaching them better English is so as to improve their employability factors. The kids were in all the schools, most of them, even the best schools of Mumbai, Delhi, all the cities, they will teach you at the end of the day how to do bookbinding and how to become pottery classes, so that you can improve and earn living. But in our opinion, I don't think that's a white-collar job or a fixed income. We want them to be enabled enough to independently get themselves jobs, like in BPOs for data entries. We have many classes. You have Just Dial, Make My Trip. All of them have chat queries. All of that job can be easily done by a person who's deaf, who's just got one disability, that he cannot be able to express themselves. So with the help of our mobile phones training, we're giving them a power to express and communicate with us. So that's like how it says, we give voice to the mute and provide sounds to the deaf. That's the name of it, Sounds of Silence. I'll just quickly run through our significant growth, how we've come up from the start. Basic point of it being, we want to bridge the gap between technology and hearing impaired. They are not, introduce them to technology, get them acquainted with mobile phones. Once they're using QWERTY phones, they'll be able to use laptops and computers. We even have monthly sessions where we teach them on laptops so that they know how the sync is between the two of them. And the syllabus, like I said, we have 1.5 lakh students who are deaf. We want them to get better desktop jobs and entry jobs like in BPOs. And another major concern here is, in India, for any disabled, you have one single NCERT syllabus which caters to all of them. But there's nothing specific enough for catering to the deaf society. So what we have done is, there is an Oxford syllabus which is designed for the deaf. On lines of that, we have based our 6 months curriculum plan, which is applied for Oxford certification. It's past the level 1. Once it's completely approved by the Oxford, we'll have the Oxford certified curriculum for us. And like we see the significant growth here, it was done as a pilot project in Punjab. The founder of ours, Mr. Sumit, he was an MBA student from SP Jain. When he went to Punjab for an NGO to travel, work for 3 months there, instead of traveling alone, he used to travel with the NGO van, and that van would have only students who were deaf. So he wanted to interact, get to know them. He couldn't speak to them because they couldn't hear him. He just wrote a message on his phone, showed it to them, and that 1 hour conversation went every day. They started talking, they started expressing what do they like, what do they want. One of them was an English professor. So the idea started. 10 kids from Pingalwara NGO, which is near Jalandhar. They were taught for 3 months, and now today they are such equivalent to all of us. They can send 100 SMSs per day. After that, we did an analysis of how to measure that what we are teaching is getting impacted or not. So the IQ level was measured. Now the IQ level of them before was around 60, and now it is 93. So they are learning more. The idea is, when you're typing with the help of QWERTY phones or something, you're using both your hands, you're using your right and left brain both, which keeps you retain what you're writing. So that is how our curriculum is planned. And apart from just teaching them and forgetting it, we have monthly star kid of the month, so that even the kids are having the enthusiasm to come up, learn what they are achieving. So we have a measured scale with the help of the school's teachers to have a report of what they are doing. And after that, we have also, we provide job opportunities to them. From Mumbai, we have 5 people who have passed out from the schools, but were still not employed because they didn't have the skills and the communication talent. So we have trained them for 2 months, given them basic communication and training on mobile phones and laptops. And today they are working for an MBA preparation classes where they there are, like sir mentioned, you have question of the day and everything. That needs to only be sent via an SMS or an email. That job is done by them, and they have a fixed income for every month, which has made them independent. They don't need to depend on some other NGO or an orphanage to give them and make them sustainable. So we want them to earn their own living and be as independent like all of us. We started off operations in March. We were 53 students we had in March. April it reached 180, May 350, and today we have 410 students who have been SOS empowered. We are based out in Mumbai and Delhi, 7 schools in Mumbai and 4 schools in Delhi. We plan to in the next month, we started in Pune, but the training sessions have not yet begun. We start that by July end. And the next, after Pune, we're trying to go to Bangalore and Chennai. The whole target being, the vision is just every person who's deaf in India should be equivalent and independent enough to get themselves a job and earn a living like all of us do. This was just some basic stats about how the donated phones quality and how we have done, how do we come up, and old phones which we've collected till now. We have over 700 phones. Most of them are dead phones, so those dead phones are we put into recycling because they're of no use, so they're recycled to use them. This is another leadership initiative basically because the people who are a part of the team, the leadership initiatives, based on what parameters, how they are performing, we have different colleges like Harvard, SPJ and IIMs who have tied up and given us scholarship courses to give to our leaders and various department heads like operations lead and all, so that they learn more management skills. How can we improve the SOS, make it even more sustainable? Like we have pretty good names out here. Harvard is the first school where we've done a scholarship program, and our founder is currently pursuing the scholarship course there for the founders. That's the basic summary of my side. That it's a small, simple idea with a huge impact for the society. Donate your old phone, help somebody else, because something which is not usable to you will make them smile, and that is something which you will really value it more, that with something which is of no use to me, I can make others smile with the help of that. And that's the roadmap ahead. We plan to reach by December to all over India metro cities. A couple of just few pictures to show you how we teach. This is one of the remand homes in Mumbai, which is a Dongri remand home. As good as like living in a prison. They are not allowed to learn. So it's a very good task. So 10 of those kids, they learn how to interact. The best thing happened here was after the first day when we taught them how to write ABC for like apple, ball and everything. They know basic English that they have learned over the school. One of the kids came up and wrote happy on the phone and showed it to us. I'm happy and see you soon tomorrow. Every day, that's how it started interaction, that they are interested in learning more. This is another teaching with the Marathi medium school. So here we teach with even the help of images to make them relate to English, and then so the course curriculum here is a little extended. You learn first basic English, grammar, and then come up to writing full-fledged sentences and essays. This is a fun day event where we've taken these kids from an orphanage to Domino's because they were all excited to have some outing. They've not been anywhere outside, so we took them to Domino's for a fun day event. We taught them how pizza is made, learn the things, and they used to type and message to each other. And once they're done and they started saying, okay, I love pizza, I know what Domino's is, and we give them some small awards, just an incentive to make learning can also be fun and enjoy that. This is how they interact in their normal sign language and how our sessions happen in different schools. This is one of the dance events we even for on a weekend we taught in Delhi side. We taught them how to like have dance and cultural event. And that's the last slide of us. Has teaching in Stephen School and in Prathima School in Delhi.
Excellent. Any questions? Anyone from the audience?
Where to donate or to whom to give these
I'll
funds?
give
Can
you my
give this
contact details. We have a website and a Facebook page. If you have a phone, we'd love to get a phone donated, and we'll make sure you know where your phone is leading to. We'll not be misuse of it. You'll get a proper details of how your phone, which school it is going to, so that you know where it is being associated with.
Brilliant. So you told it's an NGO, right, Raman?
Yes.
Okay. So any plans of scaling up? I saw all the numbers are still small. I'm sure the ambition levels are much higher than that. So
Yes, initially the thing is we didn't want to go all over the top from the start. We want to make sure wherever we are reaching, it is completely done. Now like these numbers are sometimes back. We have right now in Mumbai, we have 9 schools where we are training. It's a 6-month course. So we plan to do 6 months, 9 schools, and the other 9 schools which we already have tied up, we start after the next 6 months, so that there is a proper coordination and we are able to follow up on them. Mumbai we are doing, Delhi we have having another team. In Pune, Bangalore and Chennai, our team is ready, and even in Lucknow, but the schools need to start the sessions. Once the curriculum they are ready to adopt, that was the biggest challenge, to convince them that a mobile phone is not a toy or something which can be misused, because that's the basic concept. You don't give kids phone to because it can be, you can play with it or something. So once they are ready to accept the fact that this can be used for their betterment to learning, they'll have a one day we go and have a trial session. With their teachers, they'll assist, they'll see how it's happening. Once they are completely ready with it, we start teaching them
Brilliant.
on a daily basis.
Thank you very much, Anisha. Thanks.